Good day and welcome back to my channel. Is Apple launching 12 cores M2 chip for the next upcoming MacBook Pro in March this year? Since there are many Apple users are praising the first ever M1 chip used in the MacBook Air, MacBook Pro and Mac Mini, which was launched on 17 November 2020, a majority of the reviewers are commenting it was a great laptop of the year. This is mainly due to its M1 ARM processor architecture, which uses 5nm process. Apple claims that it has the world's fastest CPU core in low-power silicon and the world's best CPU performance per watt. Therefore, we do expect the next generation MacBook Pros are about to get even more powerful, whereby it has been rumored that 12 cores M2 chip will be released in just a few weeks away. This would deliver a significant performance boost over the current M1 powered MacBook Pro, which has 8 cores M1 processor. This would expect the upcoming 14 and 16-inch MacBook Pro would be the best candidate for the 12 cores M2 chip. Currently, the most powerful MacBook Pro is powered with a choice of 6-core Intel Core i7 or 8-core Intel Core i9. It would be a great news for the power users that requires a powerful processor for their demanding daily tasks such as video editing. On the other hand, Apple might release an option to upgrade up to 64GB unified memory for the existing 8 high-performance cores and 4 energy-efficient cores. It would name it as M1X to differentiate the current M1 chip for the MacBook Air, MacBook Pro and Mac Mini. Apple is targeting by end of 2022 that the entire Mac product line will be using Apple Silicon chip, as we currently expecting for 12 cores M2 chip to be released in March this year. Apple is also apparently working on the 64 cores processor for the future Mac Pros. Besides the performance on the processor, Apple will be working on the more powerful graphic processing GPU, such as graphic testing with 16 and 32 cores. If successful, it will eventually release for higher-end Macs. In 2022, it might have featured 64 or even 128 graphic cores. This would come with a big surprise and compete with Nvidia and AMD. The only downside on the current M1 models, which have a limited ports, as you can't have as many display extender compared to the current Intel-powered 16-inch MacBook Pro. Well, this is just the beginning, and who knows, it can support multiple display for the next upcoming MacBook models. So stay tuned. Let me tell you a brief history of M1 chip designed by Apple, which is the first ARM-based processor as a central processing unit CPU that used in the MacBook Air, MacBook Pro and Mac Mini, which was released in November 2020. It is the first ever chip built on a 5nm process and manufactured by TSMC. This M1 can serve up to 3.2 GHz CPU clock rate and has 4 high-performance Firestorm and 4 energy-efficient Ice Storm cores. The M1 uses 4266 LPDDR4X SDRAM in a unified memory configuration shared by all the components of the processor, with the available configuration of 8GB and 16GB. The M1 integrates with 8 and 7 cores graphic processing unit GPU, which is capable of executing 25,000 threads simultaneously and dedicated neural network hardware in a 16-core neural engine they're able to execute 11 trillion operations per second. Thanks for watching and please subscribe for more interesting videos. See you next time.